Oh, this is beautiful. I don't believe I'm here.
Yes, sir, everybody. Welcome to the B-Side Podcast, episode 15. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. DJ Supreme on this side, my homie Arelis, A-Rods over here. And today we got a special guest. We got Buda and Grandz, upcoming super producers, visualize. I don't know what you guys want to call it. What do you guys call yourselves? Do you guys go by producers?
America's favorite duo. There you go.
Hey, you guys better copyright that. I like that. Yeah. Sounds good. So what's up, man?
We both said it at the same time.
Pleasure and honor to be here.
Yes, thank you. Likewise.
Yes, sir, definitely. So how you guys got together? Let's jump right in.
We met at school. Yeah, we met at school, Institute Audio Research, and I said, let me sit next to the smartest guy in class.
Is that what you thought too?
Nah, I wasn't the smartest guy in class,
he
first
was like,
of all.
Damn, why is this big black nigga sitting?
You gonna rob me? Fuck.
I was definitely not the smartest one in class.
And I was the weak guy, so I was telling him.
How's this up, man? You guys went to school? Because a lot of people think producers like, nah, these guys just make beats in their crib, in the room. Like, they don't really go to school. So you guys
trade cards and graduated to making beats now.
That's what's up, man. So, what was the name of school again?
Institute Audio Research.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say
10 years ago already.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say too much because they ain't cut us a check, but definitely, yeah.
Damn, 10 years. So you guys been making music officially for 10 years together?
Yeah.
What do you guys
And this is my brother too. It's more than just music.
We build like
it's family.
Yeah, for real. We pricked our fingers and all that, man.
Nice. So how did it happen? How you guys got into a studio for the first time?
I used to bother him all the time as far as like when we was in class because I couldn't see shit from the back of the room. So I used to sit in the middle or the front of the class. So then it became me tapping him all the time, like, yo, what does that say on the board? To us, vibing and building. And I'm like, yo, that's my boy.
And then once we found out that we both smoked, it was over from there.
Weed brings people together.
Always.
So you guys primarily do hip hop, pop, R&B. Like, what's your niche?
Our niche is good music. We try to our niche is good music. We try to not, put a cap room or, a ceiling on it, but we just try to create off good vibes.
Exactly.
And it just so happens a lot of our vibes is in the world of hip hop.
That's your specialty.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's like when DJs, like I can tell with a DJ what your favorite genre is.
We got a PhD in hip hop.
Yeah. Okay, no, but you definitely, because you produce for Chaka, that's still hip hop, but it's Latin hip hop.
Chaka,
right?
Channel Lug, Magic, Victor Manuel, we did some records.
Victor Manuel.
Yeah. Speak on that. Like, who have you worked with? Like,
shout out to Wyclef Jean.
You can drop some names.
Oh, Wyclef.
Wyclef Jean.
And
that was through Wyclef.
Nice.
Artist Jazzy.
I remember that was like a couple of years back.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
You know that because of Victor Manuel, I got my first celebrity rash. He gave me a kiss.
What?
Yeah, he gave me a kiss. And I got the biggest rash, and I took a picture of it, and I sent it to my mother. I was so proud of my rash.
Oh, shit.
But it's because I don't know if you noticed up front. Well, he was at the station. He had a lot of makeup on. Like he had come from TV. You know when they do the rounds, the media stuff. He had massive amount of makeup, and my skin is super sensitive. But I felt my face burning. Like I had to record him. He was recording for 20 minutes, and I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on with my face? And I look in the mirror. Mad red rash.
That's crazy.
I'm pale, so it showed OD.
That's crazy.
So that track you guys did with Victor Manuel, was that a salsa or?
Yeah, it was like a salsa fusion.
It was a remix for Jazzy and Wyclef.
Yeah.
That's dope. I'm gonna check that out.
One of his joints too.
That's right.
It was a dope experience. We was nervous, but we ain't. He's really cool.
Yeah.
Easy to work with.
That's what's up. So jumping right back into hip hop, what do you guys feel about the state of hip hop today?
I'm loving it, man.
Really? Because a lot of people saying that I just listen to 90s music now because all of this is like...
I mean, the reason why, and sorry to cut you off, I feel like it's so much, it's a broad spectrum of music, and you have a lot to choose from, but also if you do it at a high quality and you do it right, you'll be able to stick out. And that's what I feel like we didn't have growing up, is the digital platform.
Yeah, that's true.
So it has its pros and cons, but I like the fact that it's like the Wild Wild West, and it's really it's like no rules right now when it comes to music.
Don't you miss like I was explaining this to to Alyssa, to my kid, where I'm like, before you had to leave the house, go like first you had to try to get money.
Exclusivity.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like I remember,
experience.
like that's one reason why I was so passionate about doing this podcast, because like I can tell you from like bachata to like hip hop. Like for example, good example, because Nikki's obsessed with her too, Lauryn Hill. Right? Yo, that album, like I remember my Walkman, I couldn't even flip, like I had the whack Walkman where you had to like take out the cassette. Like it's too fucking cold. Yeah, like it was too cold outside for me to even, fuck it, let it rock. Or you couldn't, remember when you were forward, it took forever, or you went too over, and like even the jacket, like it was tangible. Now, like I feel like it took away from all of that. Like I remember I would sit in my room,
it took the nostalgia
and listen to it.
away from stuff.
Like it's cool, it's definitely cool, but I wish we can still have that.
You know what it is? Everything's so fast paced and compact.
Yeah,
it doesn't
definitely. That's the word.
It doesn't give you
compact.
a chance to digest everything.
Yeah.
But one thing, like the void of that happening right now, it gave you the opportunity to have a podcast.
True.
Because if there wasn't a void for that, then you wouldn't have been doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Buddha.
You know what I'm saying? So like the digital aspect, like I said, it has its pros and cons. But like for you to just you can have every album on your phone.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And it's crazy because you could have like world music, like shit that you didn't even like existed.
So like you can hear a Buda and Grandz beat on your phone, and then hear a Tiesto joint, and then hear a Victor Manuel joint, and then
bachata,
Juan Luis Guerra, and then go back to Tupac. And to me, that's the dope aspect of
that's music.
Right.
That's music.
Right.
That's what
so now I just think they just absorb it at a faster rate, and we want them to like, nah, enjoy the beans, come la habichuela,
like
enjoy
taste it.
Yeah, taste the shit.
Yeah.
Mommy, I just want to eat.
Yeah.
That's true.
So the way we get music today, the way it's distributed, is a bunch of streaming services. You guys think that affects the way you produce and make music? Do you cater to a certain audience because of it, or you just?
No, we always go off of feeling.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing with us. Music is all about feeling. So that's what we do. We just vibe and then create.
So if you're feeling like, okay, like heartbreak is a great. It's great for, the creative juices.
Right.
If you're feeling dark and hurt, that's how the beat comes out.
That's the best time for us to create.
Yeah.
When you're full of emotion.
And it shows in the music.
Always.
So how does that work? The whole creative process. Like, you know how like some people write, some people just like look at something and they get inspired, or they read, or they hear, or like
all those things.
Yeah. Or do you have like if you, for example, like if you make, like I know like when I've played, like I'll start off with chords. And then it just goes off into like some melody. I'll have like somebody like, yo, this would be an ill song for somebody. Like, does that work for you? Like somebody you have like in mind, or a certain artist? Or?
I would definitely say like we try to use our environment around us. Like we basically apply like our life into the music. So like if we're going through something, the music is gonna come out aggressive.
Yeah.
There's times where we have to travel sometimes to just get a vibe to create. Like I like to take the train. I like to walk through the city. Same thing with Grandz, he'll go on drives, or like we'll take a trip to LA, and each time we go out and we search for a vibe, and it's a feeling, like we create our feeling.
Yeah, definitely. And even just with the Trump thing, like after that, we was making like beats back to back just because of all the emotion we had.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about that, if you don't mind?
Me personally, I was telling Grandz, I think this is a great time for music, because like, remember when we was growing up in the 80s, not to date us, or the 90s, but like post-Reaganomics era created some of the best music.
Yeah.
Like the struggle and the times and
it spoke about the time.
Right. And the adversity people go through.
Yeah.
It shows in the music. So like if you look at Reaganomics from like 84, and then after 84 you go to 88. 88 is the native tongue movement, and then it went into gangster rap and all. That's all a product of like those presidencies that we was struggling. Yeah. And I feel like it's coming back, and it's gonna make people create, regardless.
I think like it's gonna hit like I've been feeling like Rage Against the Machine type of shit, like some revolutionary shit.
Think
like
about
even with just along with the Tribe Called Quest album. I don't know if you heard it. It's so the timing is so.
It feels like it was 20 years ago that they dropped again, and
Yeah.
Look at, like, for instance, for example, Michael Jackson. If there wasn't like world crisis going on for those records to be inspired, he would have never created those records.
Yeah, it's true. It's crazy too how it can transcend, because like last week we always pick out a song. Like our last episode was just like, man, like, yo, let's just talk. We had to talk about Trump and how we felt, because we were disappointed, we were shocked. So like we each had to pick a song about how our mood was. My song was, we both went to Bob Marley, of course, because Bob Marley's like everywhere.
Yes.
But I picked a song called War, where he's talking about, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, where he's talking about it doesn't matter your color, your skin, or your eyes, and you shouldn't be judged, and there shouldn't be a superior and inferior race. And that was, I don't even know what year he recorded that, but I'm assuming it was like back in the 70s, 80s. And we're 2016 and we're still talking about this shit. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
That's
Same
like,
thing with Marvin Gaye, with What's Going On. He was talking about all that.
So true. I forgot about that track.
Jadakiss Y, remember that one?
Yes.
Those is records that, you know, they stand alone in time. You know?
It's true. I think art-wise, like, it's gonna turn. Like, even with writing, like graffiti, everything, it's going to turn. Because like what's going on now, like you just walked up in here from watching the protesters, so we were all affected by it. And I'm sure we're all on the same page. Like, we ain't fucking with this dude. We don't want him. That's not my president.
You gotta deal with it. Like, what you gonna do
Take
about
it in stride,
I mean,
but
we had 8 years of what we wanted, so I feel like, you know, it's the government trying to, you know, they gotta get their way back for the next 8.
Hopefully just 4, not 8.
I think he's gonna be impeached, so I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean
I think he's crazy enough to pull something where he has to get impeached.
I think he already did and don't know it.
Possibly, probably just
we'll be on some
that.
other shit sometimes.
Yeah,
Some
man,
new
I'll be
world
on
order
my
shit.
super alien. My third eye is shining, baby. You know.
Polish shit up.
How you guys feel about Kanye's possible run 2020? Publicity?
I'm not against it. I'm not mad at it. I love the fact that he has, America has created that platform where anybody can feel like they can run.
Basically.
And this is the scary part about Donald Trump winning. It could be scary for few, it could be dope for others. Like, it's dope for your daughter to see that. You know, the actual equality of, a person can really run and become president. But the fact that us growing up and watching Donald Trump in Home Alone and all these, just all these somatics, for him to actually be president, now Kanye being president or any celebrity or anybody, it don't sound far-fetched.
Yeah, no,
if you have a following.
Yeah, not at all.
The Rock is talking about how he might run. Like, that's insane.
I just don't want it to get to like a point like como que un relajo, you know, like.
I would say it's been like that, and it's kind of gearing towards that, because look what everything else our country stands for, right?
Yeah.
From sports to patriots, all that stuff has been watered down since, you know, our beloved president has been in office. Is it purposely done? I don't know. You know, it could be maybe because we had a black president, but I feel like now this is the time where everybody's gonna be all pro-America. Yeah. All these hoaxsters.
That's what happened with like 9/11. Remember, everybody started coming out with their American. I never even owned an American flag, like it was a Dominican flag. Now I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't grow up with an American flag in my house. I never even really. You know what's crazy? I was walking down the street the other day and I was thinking to myself, like, yo, I don't even think I've ever said out loud, I'm proud to be an American. I don't think I've ever said that.
No, me either.
Yeah, and now, sad to say, I'm really not, because of the way, like, America just told us how they really feel. And I mean us, the people of color, the minorities.
But I also feel like they also told us how we feel, and then the people of color also spoke on how they feel, because people of color voted, but I still feel like there's mad people that I know that didn't vote.
Yeah, we slept on it.
You know,
we on the podcast we do Dumbass of the Week, and we gave Dumbass of the Week to that, what was it, 46% of people who didn't vote.
Yeah, man, of course.
Yeah,
we gotta vote. Like, there ain't no excuse for it. But all this shit is depressing, man. Let's get back to the music. I'm making me want to cut my. Like, it's bad enough we gotta deal with this for the next 4 to 8 years. But back to music real quick. You guys say you travel to different places to get different vibes. What vibe do you get in LA that you don't in New York or in Miami or wherever it is that you guys travel to?
Well, just being somewhere different always gives you a different vibe. I mean, the weather's different. It's always beautiful. The food is different.
The weed is different.
and we just always have a great time
Go
and
back on
network.
that. How different?
Weed is different.
I've never been to
Nah,
LA.
it's definitely a great vibe. It's a different frequency. There's a lot of instrumentation, a lot of funk. The women are nicer, the people are nicer.
I always hear that the women are not.
Nah, it is like people greet you. So like,
Yes.
nah, there's shit about New York that I fucking appreciate. Like New York is the greatest to me. If there was ever like we was just talking about the American flag. If New York had its own flag, I'll fucking tattoo that shit. America is the greatest city on earth, and from traveling,
New York.
I'm sorry, New York. New York is America. Fuck that.
No, I
alright?
always say that.
New
I always
York
say
is America.
should follow the rest of the country. Should follow New York.
I mean it.
The hustle, everything about it.
And it's the greatest city on earth. I will never leave it. I love it. But traveling makes you appreciate how dope New York is. How dope.
And how dope you are, because it makes us so cocky.
Yeah, for real. And then, but how dope New York is. Everything's 24 hours. There's a melting pot of people. You could bump into an Arab, a Dominican, a Puerto Rican, a Jewish guy, all that, and you could take the train from here 24 hours. Like you can't do these things in certain places, and it makes anywhere else in the country, and it makes you appreciate it. Now, LA, I love it. I could definitely move out there for the winters. That's the only thing that bothers me about New York. I can't deal with the cold no more.
Yeah.
I'm some like cold fat nigga. Like I can't do that no more. But LA's really dope.
But it's cool the way I love the way guys dress in the wintertime in New York City. Like the fall.
My favorite
and the
season is
winter.
the fall, man. You can
The
pull out
layers
the
look
Timbs and all
ill.
that.
Exactly.
They smoking us online right now with the Timbs and the
Yeah,
Yankees.
the New York starter
that
pack.
shit is mad funny though. Like so funny though.
Nah, you know who killed it? That stupid Khloe Kardashian when choking her fucking Timberlands. Like, stop.
Oh, you talking about the girls that created braids? That's what you talking about?
Right, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And never
Okay.
came from like the Aboriginals, the Native
Nah,
American,
not my fellow Moors. Nah.
No, none of that. You with the Moors? It's been a minute.
We the Moors, man. Get out here.
Yo, let's get into this list real quick. We got 50 Cent, Joel Santana, Fred the Godson, Jim Jones, Dave East, The Lox, Yayo, Nipsey, Neo. Which one of these?
Just to name a few.
Hold on. You forgot a couple. Go
I know
ahead.
this. Go ahead.
Hold on. Rick Ross,
Oh,
Styles P, Seven Streeter, Nipsey Hussle, Wyclef, Waka Flocka, Victor Manuel. The B-side podcast.
Hey.
Hello, you know what I'm saying? Like last but not least, you know what I'm saying?
so out of this list, who's the one that left you most starstruck? Like, yo, I can't believe I'm working with this person.
For me, it might have been Wyclef, just because we got to, go to his crib and work with him personally.
Yeah, like the first time we worked with him, we stepped foot in his mansion. It's like, and then the thing he told us was like, yeah, about 30 months after meeting me, this is gonna be like you guys shit. So it inspired us to work harder.
Definitely.
Nice.
I would say it's out of 50 Wyclef or Dave. And I say Dave because I've seen him to actually help mold the star into like one of those is more appreciating. But meeting 50 at the peak of how when he was like on top of the world selling 10 million, to see how humble and on like you're worth like 500 mil, and he was so humble, so down to earth, so cool. I met him in different places and he seen me from afar, and he never act like Hollywood. Like he's so genuine.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say 50. And
I remember when Paper Chaser came out. Like to me, that was like when you guys was like, like
Yo, we was
you
all
got
celebrating.
on, yeah. I remember 50. Yo, 50 was he you know when you got that when the name you didn't even gotta say 50 Cent 50.
Yeah.
When he was
when you
already
got
at
one
that
word,
stage.
you made it. You don't even gotta wear clothes.
50,
Yeah.
Hove.
I was just saying that if people call you by one name, like
You made it.
if people call me Buddha, I don't gotta wear clothes. I can just walk outside. I can just walk outside naked.
So Paper Chase, the 50 record, that was your first big break. How you guys got in contact with 50, or how did he get in contact with you? Like, how did all that play down?
Jay Johnson.
Look at their
one
faces.
of my
You see their faces.
Nah, cause yo,
connection, like.
we've said this story so like
talk without-
yeah, like
Yeah.
so not, Whatever.
You guys are truly brothers.
That's my Siamese
Like
twin.
the way you guys finish, yeah.
The vibe. Like,
Yeah.
No, but the face, like the smile.
They looked at each other like,
you go, now you
want
go.
You want me to tell her?
Yeah, shout out to Jay Johnson. That's my high school friend. Like one of my big homies from like childhood. He was working for one of 50's managers, Victor Cruz. No.
Not the football player.
No. I'm sorry. I'm James Cruz. James Cruz. I'm sorry. He used to manage 50 and a couple other producers, and my boy Jay Johnson used to work under his umbrella with G Unit. And there was an artist by the name of Cristal who was bringing him some music, and I was with my boy Smitty, and me and Grandz had just cooked up like a beat CD with like 20 tracks. So Grandz burned the CD, gave it to me, and I went downtown to meet up with my boy Jay Johnson because the artist Cristal, my boy Smitty, was giving them the music. So when I presented him the CD, he's like, "Oh shit, it's my boy Buda from high school." Like, yeah, let me get the CD. 3 days later, right? Like I'm saying, like a week later, maybe less than that, 50 dropped.
Wow.
Came out of nowhere.
How did that happen? Like, what was the feeling? Like, what was the first reaction?
Yeah, how did you guys find out? You heard it on the radio, or they hit you up?
Just from hearing it on the internet.
Yeah.
We didn't even know.
That's like top 5 greatest feelings of your life.
Definitely.
Top 5.
I was in, like at the time I was like OD trying to be producer, engineer in church and all that, and we was at a prayer service, and I had just prayed. And then I go online. I'm like, "Yo, God, you worked already!" And it was dope. It was dope. Like, yeah, my prayer worked fast. Yo.
That's so awesome too, because it wasn't somebody who was from like Cali or whatever. It was a local. Because, like I told you before, I hate when we don't show each other love. Like, you know, like he's from Brooklyn. I'm from Queens, Bronx. Like,
I'm from Jersey.
That's what she does.
The 6th borough.
That's what she does on the podcast. No, we don't like Jersey.
Nah, Jersey. Wait. Jersey, I love y'all. Y'all have some of the most beautiful women.
Shut up, Buda.
Especially in Elizabeth. Wherever Univision is at, that's where I want to be at.
We don't like, we're anti-Univision. We don't like Univision.
Okay, so ESPN.
You always got serious in here.
Whatever she say, man. Fuck you, Univision.
Exactly.
Oh man, this is
Telemundo's
crazy.
better.
So let's break it down for the average fan that always had these questions, never really get to hear a producer. How do you make a beat? And I know you got to get inspired, but like, how do you break it down? A couple
Like,
bars,
literally.
chorus, bars, or do you have to have vocals first, or
What do you
how
lay
does
down
it work?
first?
It's like a puzzle. You just get pieces and you just keep building on it. So like we'll start with drums,
Right.
or start with a melody, and then it's just like adding on top.
It's never in order though. Like one day we might start off drums, the next day we might start off chords. Or
Melody.
Does it work like, since you guys work, because like Supreme wasn't too familiar with it, and I'm like, no, they're a duo, like they work together. So like, does it work on some like you have a melody, Grandz, and then he throws on the drums, or like?
It's a weird process because we really work based off feelings. So like tomorrow he might want to do the drum, and then the day after or the track after I'll be like, nah, let me go do the drum.
Do you guys argue about that?
Nah.
No?
Never had one argument.
Ever.
Wow, God bless that.
Ever. And we will never will.
God bless
it's
that.
bigger than that. Like
That's beautiful, because you guys both came up at the same, you know?
Yeah.
How did you, because I don't even know how to act, like with me, right? I started playing piano when I was 7 years old. I don't know what my parents saw in me, or if I don't know. I remember me banging on like a cubo and like singing, like I see it with my kid where she learns and she could rap, like, you know, it's weird. But I know my love for music started went through my father. Like Papi would play like boleros, you know, growing up Spanish, mariachi, everything, menudo, everything. But I don't know what I did to catch my parents' eye so they can decide to put me into piano, right? So like, what made you, or what turn of events, what something that made you go into, because this is a risky thing, you know?
Before anything,
Yeah.
your parents knew that because of the exposure you got when you was in your mom's tummy.
Yeah.
Like your daughter is
I
so
could do that,
musically
yeah.
inclined because of the music you absorb, like you exposed to her
Yeah,
when
that's
you was
true.
pregnant and even prior. Like
Yeah,
just
homegirl loves the beat because I can
while y'all was conceiving, like you know the vibe you was probably on while you was conceiving was on another level.
Yeah.
For the record, Aurelis' kid is like the smartest kid ever, and that's my niece. So just know I got a million goons right behind her, so don't get any ideas.
He got the whole Bronx.
And then some. I got the whole hip hop community watching her.
But yeah, answer that.
Nah, music has always been like a part of my life. I used to like make tapes and record off the radio and I was always the one with like the new music
Yeah.
at the crew, so it always started
You
early
had
for
the
me.
old like cassette decks.
Yeah, always watching or listening to Stretch and Babito. And
Oh, that's classic. Did
Yeah.
you see the documentary?
I heard about it.
You have to check
I
it
gotta
out.
check it
If
out.
you are a cassette fan, you have to watch that.
Wow.
You have to. It's amazing.
Cool.
What about you, Buddha?
Anybody that knew my mom's know that she was like Studio 54. She came from the Studio
That
54 era. Wild coke on the table, mad disco and salsa and merengue. Yeah, my house was the drug spot. So like
Yeah.
it was parties Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Aurelis will tell you.
Yeah.
Courvoisier every day, Courvoisier, coke, music, all that. And not saying I was using it, my parents was like super in the streets, but there was like no rules in my house. So
Yeah.
it'll be 5 a.m. and you'll hear fucking Jose blasted, waking up the neighbors. And then I was into hip hop, and then I had like one little turntable in my room, and then hearing my mom's play music, it was like you heard Spanish, and then you heard hip hop, and then you heard other shit. And I don't know, cause I didn't get into production till like after I finished high school.
Yeah.
So like when I was like almost in my 20s, that's when I really started like, damn, I don't want to do this 9 to 5.
That's not you.
I want to quit. And I had a real good job. And then one of my friends, Steve Style Rodriguez, who he plays with like Alejandro Sanz and all them. He's like a renowned bass player. I used to always see him travel in and out the building. But I'm like, damn, your pops is a super. How come I see you in car service and with the guitar traveling? And then one day I see the nigga on BET performing with Eve.
Wow.
And I'm like, nah, that's my fucking neighbor. Lives downstairs from the floor. Like, nah, I gotta like, I want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And I quit my job, and I was working at a hospital right out of high school, making like $20 an hour. My whole family was mad, and I said, fuck that, I'm going to IAR.
Wow.
And my first day, I bumped into this guy right here, Mr. Grandz.
Yeah.
And I never looked back. And I think that's the best thing I could have ever did, by trusting your gut feeling. You can always get a 9 to 5. Like you can
Yeah.
always get a job. When you 50, you can still apply for a job, but you can never live life twice again. So you only get one shot. So go for it.
So if you were to have like the Buddha that is now and the Grandz that is now, Buddha, you're not a parent yet, you are. What if you're like, if you have a son, comes to you and says that, you're gonna support? Because that's also the big thing about going into the arts, where like, we don't really have the parents' support. Like they got you when they're little, but you get a lot. It's hard. It's hard.
To convince
It is.
our parents that
Even you,
to get to
Supreme, 'cause you're a DJ.
To convince our parents to get to this point, even grandparents, my parents, it took a while. Like it took a lot. It took like us being on 106 in Park for them to finally.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like if they see you on TV, then they go, oh, sí, es verdad la vaina.
Yo, you're not lying. You're not, yo.
My mom's was on some shit to the point that I had to move out and go
Yeah.
to my crib.
Yeah. So like, what did you do after? Like you had to like get up and go because you were so.
Nah, I thought I was mad
adamant
grown. I was just like, yo, I really want to pursue this music, and if my family or certain members of my family don't see it, that right there motivated me more to like prove them wrong.
Yeah.
So then it became I gotta prove everybody wrong, because everybody thinks I'm fucking crazy, and I'm not. And my little old abuelita, hey, ven acá, mijo, ven, come stay with me.
Yeah.
I believe in what you do. And what's crazy, she died in the process of me going to school, but she like wasted her last shillings on like paying me through.
Helping you. Wow.
So first off,
She
I
made a good investment.
was dumb hype because she lived on 84th Street in Amsterdam. So I left the Bronx to live in Upper West Side, and nigga, I was eating Flor de Mayo every day and just making beats, and Nah, but it's a turning point. Like, you have to ask yourself, because it's a lot of pressure as a kid, man. You want to be accepted by your peers, right? You want to prove your parents wrong that you're not a fuck up, but at the same time, they're not instilling in you, giving you confidence, just being supportive.
It's different because they come from a different mindset.
Right.
So they'll having
support
the 9 to 5 is security.
They'll support you if you play baseball.
Yeah.
They'll support you if you want to fucking sell pastelitos and own a restaurant and do certain things. But when it comes to music, it's like, word.
Yeah.
But y'all listen to music every day. Like, y'all go to Madison Square Garden and pay $150.
It's kind of like, that's good for them, but not good for my kid.
Right.
What about you, Grandz? Did you get any of that? Because you're different. You're in a different level because you have a family.
Right.
So you can't really, like, I can't do that. I can't just jump and be like, nah, like, fuck it.
Right.
I follow my shit.
I mean, as far as my kids, I would always encourage them to do what they want, no matter what. Because that's what I did. And I don't want them to be somewhere where they're going to be unhappy for the rest of their life. So I would always encourage that. But as far as me, like, my father was kind of 50-50. He's the one that actually bought me my first drum machine.
Oh, wow.
But his thing was always like, just have a plan B, keep going to school. And I just...
You stuck with
the music, yeah, exactly.
I think that's the best way to do it, if you can. Because
I was just about to say that not everybody has that opportunity, but if you can, understand the value of youth. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be 21 forever.
Yeah.
You're not going to be 25 forever. So when you're 25, you're going to be mad. You're going to be mad at 23, like, damn, I ain't do shit. One of the things, I swear, I always tell Grandz this story. One of the things that scared me into doing what I wanted to do was Married with Children.
The show?
The show, Married with Children. I didn't want to be Al Bundy and Pokai. Al Bundy, for y'all young people out there,
do you guys know about this show?
Of course I do.
All right, Al Bundy. All right, before Family Guy and Simpsons, you had Married with Children, right?
Yeah.
Married with Children. Al Bundy was a famous football player in high school. He stopped pursuing his football career because he ended up getting his girl pregnant, who he ended up marrying. Peggy Bundy. Peggy Bundy was an at-home wife, like an airhead, and he became a shoe salesman. So every day he was mad stressed, coming home from work, and he would just stare at his TV while it was off. And every day he'll stare at his TV with his hands in his pants and look at the TV while it was off. And he would dream about the days when he had his high school moments and what he could have did, what he should have did, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. And one day I was watching the episode and I said, I can't be that.
It hit you.
Right.
That's
so
amazing. What
I tell my young people out there, take advantage of your youth. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of time to make mistakes before you're 30. You know, if you have kids, be very wise on how you make your decisions. Put them first. But if you can also be the example of getting out of certain situations and triumph and making it through adversity, and be that example. Because my boy Grandz is one. So.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Clap it up.
Yeah. You know what's crazy that we never really
This is one of the dopest interviews ever. 'Cause they never really asked us stuff like this.
You know what's crazy to me? Thank you. Being like I'm single mom working, like balancing a career and balancing a kid. And like you gotta be on top of these kids. So like it's crazy to me that you know, I always talk to women about this, but I never really give men credit, like even you, Supreme. Because it's hard to like follow your dreams, manage your career, because you gotta pay bills, especially as a man. You gotta be the provider, and then be there for these kids, because these kids don't want shit. All they want is your time.
While he's doing that, he looks cool. Like, what dad wears Jordans and be with rappers and shit?
You do. You don't even just like a dad.
Yo, if my dad wore Jordans and was around Jay-Z, I think I would have been president.
Yeah. Yo, mind you too, listeners, they're both wearing the same sneakers by mistake.
Yeah. They both got infrared 7s up, right? Am I correct? Sixers.
That ain't happened to us in like 5 years.
They said it together, 2 6s. Like, what are you?
Yo, as soon as they walked in, I was like, yo, you guys do it on purpose? Nah, but you know, it's difficult. Like, you know, as a dad, like I'm a new dad. I got a 2-year-old. Thank you, man. And when I first heard the news, I was just like, but now I would never change that for the word. Never.
I'm afraid, bro.
It's scary.
You're gonna be afraid until it happens. Just hopefully it happens with the right person.
God, I'm afraid.
Nah, you'll be good.
You'll be alright. Listen,
I think I'll be a great dad, but I'm afraid. I just feel like you can't. And this is why
That's every day.
It's bugging. I'm bugged out because I got a fear of kids, right? But then I feel like I can't do the certain things that I'll do single as a man right now than if I have a kid. But the person I work with every day of my life, I've seen him have 3 kids. So it's like,
balancing it
it's
out.
a blessing. It's a blessing, bro.
I think with everything, it's like a balance too.
Always,
you know, and make sure your mind is right and your heart's in the right place, and just, you know, you make it work. You make it work. But no, I wanted to commend you guys.
Oh my God!
No, because I forget that, you know, just like women, there's more women, single moms, of course, but like men out there too. You guys hold a lot of pressure too, because it's not easy to provide and follow your dream. Like, I don't ever want to be that woman. I'm not in a relationship, but like, I don't ever want to be with a man who feels so unhappy because he had the Al Bundy situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it to anybody, but even less to my partner, because if you're my partner, we're a team. We love each other. Like,
you gotta support each other.
So,
yeah.
So, like, that's what, and that alone, that fear right there, that scenario, that right there should just make everybody go chase their dreams in a smart, strategic way.
Yes.
So that at least when your kids is trying to do that, you understand, and you're not trying to like burst their cloud of hope. You know what I'm saying? So if you at least attempt it and try to do the things that you desired in a positive way, then when you have kids and they pursue certain things, you can speak from experience. You can talk to them, you can show them, you can be like, look, I used to do this and this and that, and if you feel like doing that, then do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
True.
It's hard though, man, because like I left school to do what I'm doing, right? And my mother still doesn't believe I'm on radio. Like, like I'm on the number, like, you know, at the station I work for is a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's difficult, you know, so I feel like you always need that support.
Station, number one show. And
number one station, number one show, number one market. And it's still like, you should have went to school. So it's like, you know, you just got to get that support at home. But,
right.
Yo, you know how dope we are for New York is like the biggest bucket of crabs to like really
pull you down,
get out of.
Hell yeah.
So for you to stand out in New York and Jersey, shout out to Jersey.
Nikki.
not really.
That's like, yo, you got New York. Hold on, New York got the tri-state. New York got 9 million crabs in that bucket for you to climb out of.
Yeah.
Like really think about that. In Jersey and the tri-state alone, you looking at over 30 million motherfuckers. You pulled yourself out that bucket to make yourself known and get on a certain platform to provide music and, you know,
entertain
for the masses.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys sports fans? I mean, you got to be if you love hip hop. I think they go 1-1.
Wait.
I see the snapback.
Because
Buda's
we
a super Chicago Jordan fan.
Again, please.
Chicago Jordan for Buda.
Yo,
all day.
Jordan, or is it really Chicago?
Now, I'm a diehard Bulls fan, right?
I told you.
Super diehard Bulls fan before we even won.
I love Chicago.
Like,
I love the city of Chicago. I fell in love with Chicago when I went earlier this year.
Based off how she says Chicago, that's how you know she's a first generation
How you supposed to
New
say it?
Yorican. She said it right.
How you said it?
Chicago. It's Chicago, but you know
Chicago.
us Spanglish New Yorkers,
Chicago.
you know, we say Chicago.
Spanish was my first language.
Yeah, I'm a diehard Bulls fan. I like the Yankees. I love the Yankees, and I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, which is very.
But that's weird.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you're a producer.
Yeah, I mean, I stick to my guns. Like I like what I like.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, I like the
what
Knicks.
about-
I can't even. Sorry, I hate the Bulls.
Yeah.
You guys did it to us. 90s.
I'm all New York, just all New York teams.
too.
The Mets, the Jets, Giants, everyone.
I love the Mets.
Oh God!
Alright, so let me talk to the New York guy real quick. Let me talk to the New York guy.
Go Yankees, baby.
Yeah.
Producer with Buda.
No.
She just loves Granderson.
No, from the Mets.
No, I know, but you don't even care. You just love Granderson. No, wasn't that her WCW? What was it? No, not W. What MC?
No,
what is
but
it?
me and Buda talking about the Yankees.
MCW.
Granderson
No,
plays for the
MCW
Mets.
is what you call it.
Well, it
I
used
know,
to
but
be on-
see, I'm fucking with you, making like you don't know sports.
Yo, everybody from Queens is a Mets fan and a Jets fan. Everybody
I don't
from
follow
Queens
football.
love the Jets and the Mets, and then all the other boroughs are Yankee fans.
Unless you're Dominican and then you like the Red Sox.
Yeah. Or whoever got like the most lit
Dominican.
Yeah, that's
players.
Poppy. Poppy will only fuck with you if you.
That's probably like one of the only reasons why I like Boston. I mean, we don't got any more left, but like when you had Ortiz,
Poppy's gone.
Ramirez, Pedro, like
Yeah.
it was crazy. So you're the New York guy, so let me talk to you. How do you feel about these Knicks right now?
I mean, I think they're looking good. They're looking alright. It's better than last year.
Hold on.
They're making a slow improvement.
Are you talking about Chicago Junior with all our players?
We inherited the Chicago injured reserve list.
Basically, yeah. Fucking Rose.
I think whatever. Let's see what happens. Right now they're 5-6. If they can make it to the All-Star break, at least at 500, I think they'll make the playoffs.
Nah, they're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The league needs the Knicks to make the playoffs.
Of course they do. New York is the mecca of everything. And
I say that Dallas Cowboys, Knicks, Lakers,
Patriots.
There's a certain team that organizations is not gonna do good.
Lakers without Kobe?
now they're doing good.
But the fact
I haven't been following them.
all these stadiums gotta sell tickets.
That's true.
So
Those are major
these
markets.
teams gotta be good in these major markets, so they can't be whack forever.
I didn't think of that. It's true.
Yeah, of
Damn,
course.
Buddha.
Yeah.
My
So,
fucking
Like
people.
when you see, I'm sorry, when you see, I don't mean to be, this ain't a race, I'm not pulling the race card, but when you see Jeremy Lin getting traded from team to team, but he ends up staying there for a while, it's because
gotta
Jeremy
get that
Lin
Asian
sells a lot of
Yeah.
jerseys.
Yeah. He's in Brooklyn, the Nets, right?
Yeah. But a lot of teams get him because he sells jerseys. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
It's the same reason why the Mets signed Tebow. Tebow was a football player, and he's in the Mets.
The Jets, yeah.
No, he's in the Mets now. He stopped playing.
serious?
He stopped playing football. He's playing baseball. He's in the minor leagues.
In the minors, yeah.
And check this out. Want to see how gangster they are?
He hates him though.
Since they're in the minors, thanks to baseball's collective bargaining agreement,
He still gets paid.
all that money goes directly to the team. They don't got to split it with the league because he's not on the official roster. So they're sending out these jerseys that cost about $20 to make at $150, and they're keeping all that profit.
Wow.
Talk about business.
That's why I love America.
Talking about Tebow, he's a good example of somebody that just went with his gut feeling. Like everybody told him he couldn't throw a football, which I agree, but he still went for it.
Right.
Somebody told him that he couldn't play baseball. Now he's playing baseball. Next thing, this guy will be in the NBA. You never know. Like,
Yep.
The more positivity you're around, the more choices you make in a positive manner, right? With good intentions, you end up developing that intuition.
Damn.
And then when you get that intuition, you trust your gut feeling more. That same gut that I be eating mad food, I trust that motherfucker more than anybody except for Grandz. Because if Grandz tells me no, then I know it's for my own good.
Yeah.
But you develop that intuition, and the more you see that you feed off that intuition, and the more you tell yourself that you show and tell yourself that you're right, you go with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to
No,
preach.
that was awesome.
no, that was dope. You should have seen my face. I'm like,
Yeah.
where you found them? Like, how could you get?
Yo, it's crazy. A lot of people don't know the first person to like take time out their day besides Grandz and to like teach me music was Arelis.
OJ.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, what?
She told me the
Oh
story.
yeah, what? Everybody out there, Arelis showed me the keyboard, and I never looked back since. I still use the same 3 melody note tactic that she showed me 10 years ago.
Because I hate when people
And I
play
still
it
do
right.
that though. I still use that to make beats. So just thank you.
Shout out to A-Rod.
Shout out to A-Rod, the real A-Rod.
You know what it
A-Rod.
is? Going back to music, to me, because when you produce, when you're a musician, you hear it differently. The music, you hear it differently. Like I'll be like, damn, that snare sounds good. That the hi-hat, shit like that. But I couldn't tell when a producer is musically inclined. Like early Kanye, you couldn't even tell. You couldn't even I remember there was a song that I put you on to. I think it was Jay-Z, and I was like, yo, that's the Doors sample. He's like, what? Yeah, I'm like, yo, that's the Doors, and I had to play it back to back from. It was so good that you can't even fucking tell.
Right.
The same thing when producers make it out of scratch. You can tell when they play. Like Dr. Dre is like that. You can tell he fucking played it. He didn't take it like it was just created. Like he was musically inclined. So that's what it was with you. I'm like, yo, no. You need to be blessed a little bit. You need to be taught.
Right.
Just the movement of the fingers and shit. Like, and once you do it, like you build the confidence. The eye ear gets trained. Like it's amazing. It's, it works together.
Everything we've done, it was like self-taught, and I think the only professional like advice I ever got was from A-Rod.
Wow.
As far as
I didn't know
creative.
that. Thank you.
That's dope.
I'm not even a professional.
She's a child prodigy. Don't let her gas you. She's the female Doogie Howser, my nigga. Don't let her fool
She
you.
stayed trying to downsign herself.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
come on, man. Own
Fucking
it.
female Steve Jobs
I
over
don't
here.
take compliments.
You really don't.
Yo, you see, she's blushing. When someone's blushing, there's some type of truth to it.
No, but that's just because I'm pale.
Give A-Rod the winner of the day.
No.
A-Rod, you have got the winner of the day.
That's a great little.
That's a good little thing, yeah. So yeah, we got on the show we do this thing where we got winner of the week and dumbasses of the week. So A-Rod, 2 weeks in a row. I think I gave you winner of the week last week too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I did a good quote.
We can't give it to you for like
fire. What's up?
for like another 3 months because you're gonna get gassed.
All right.
Somebody else that should be winner of the week, I think LeBron James donated $2.5 million to the Smithsonian Museum so they can build a Muhammad Ali exhibit.
Wow.
I think that's dope.
Can I add to that too?
Sure.
I'm going to also add to him being winner of the day for him checking my boy Phil Jackson.
I was gonna get to that.
on the posse comment. I think that was real dope, and it's dope to see people of that figure with that type of platform to like really step up and go with their gut feeling.
Yep. So let's jump right into it. Dumbass of the week. I got a few, like always. Phil Jackson. He decided.
Phil, baby, I'm sorry, baby.
You know, like Buda was saying, he called LeBron's entourage a posse. That's fucked up. You know what a posse is by definition? A body of men typically armed.
Damn, you looked it up?
Of course I looked it up because
That's crazy. That's what they have for it.
Yeah.
that's insane. Like, bad enough we got Trump as president. Now, somebody like Phil Jackson is going to say a comment like that. So I think he gets dumbass of the week for that. Can you play the sound real quick? Dumbass! Who else? We got a bunch of dumbasses. Yeah, we got a Florida high school teacher. She threatens her students by saying, "Don't make me call Donald Trump to deport all of y'all."
Wow.
A teacher said that to a student.
Wow.
Fucking crazy. Play the sound, A-Rod. Another teacher arrested after telling students, you want to be a broke ass niggas who gets shot? How you tell a student that? You want to be a broke ass nigga who gets shot in the streets?
Who are these teachers?
I don't know, man. Like,
They need to go.
I think that the requirement to be a teacher these days is not that.
Mind you, they were hired under the Obama administration, right? Just so you don't try to put.
And that's about it.
Do you guys
for dumbasses. Anybody you guys want to shout out?
Nah, man.
That asshole that cut me off before I got here.
Hey, asshole.
Don't cut off Grandz.
And all the assholes that bought all the sneakers on 158th and Broadway when that store reopened and I couldn't get a pair. So all y'all dudes that was standing out there the day before, dumbass.
I hate seeing people standing on the street buying to buy sneakers.
Yeah,
I don't like. I don't.
Yo, I love sneakers, but I feel like the sneaker game is all fucked up now. Like, people reselling. Like, you remember back in the day where you could just walk into Foot Locker and cop a pair of fives? It would just be on the shelf.
Yeah, now you gotta know somebody that knows somebody.
Nah, you know what it is, though?
Ticket.
I feel like these guys that resell them, they know people in the stores. So before they even out on the shelves, they already got paid for it.
Yeah.
And they already sold. So that makes it whack. So all of you guys get dumbasses too. I think we're pretty much good, though. We pretty much wrapped it up. So which artists do you guys want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Jay-Z.
That's the dream right there?
Nas for me.
Jay-Z, Nas.
Jay-Z's your favorite rapper?
Nas is.
Nas, yeah, Queens. Hello.
Biggie's my favorite rapper, but
How about Living?
being alive, I would say Jay. And Jay and Cameron is like my favorites. Biggie J, Cameron, Nas.
Well, you were close because you worked with Jewels.
I work with Jewels and Jim.
Oh,
And,
word,
the
yeah.
rest of
And
them.
David signed a Nas, bro.
Yeah.
So that should be
Oh,
happening.
wow.
And Forbes list, they mentioned us and moms and all that. So
Damn.
we all have an affiliation somewhere.
That's
That'll
what's up.
happen.
Nah, it's definitely gonna
God
happen.
willing,
It's actually in the
eventually.
works, so you'll hear that soon. I'm not gonna like jinx it,
No, of course not.
but yeah, you're gonna.
But you're
definitely
putting it
hear
out there to the universe, so it'll happen.
We're
Right.
speaking it.
America's favorite duo has spoken.
I love that name. Put
I like it. You guys literally copyright
that
that.
on a t-shirt.
What's up with Joel's, man? Because I feel like we don't get enough of his stuff. Like,
Oh, he's on that hip hop show now.
no, he's not. Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he's
on
on
that
Love and
show.
Hip Hop. We started working on his project at the beginning of the summer. He's working all over the place, but he
Watching TV.
no. That's my Instagram, the sponsored page.
Oh.
But shout out to Jewels. We was working with him in the summer. I think he has something coming out soon. I think first quarter 2017.
Wow.
You gonna hear us on it with him.
So that's why he's probably on the show to promote the album.
All right. I mean, whatever works, man.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
So Grandz, you said Nas is your favorite. What is your like go-to? But I want to ask you a B-side track, not like Not like Don't Hit Me With the
One Plus One featuring Large Professor would be my B-side for him.
Nice.
As far as like favorite album, probably Illmatic.
Of course.
Everybody's
Yeah. It's a
Ain't
classic.
Hard to Tell is probably my favorite track on that album too.
Nice. That's
Just
a good
all around
one.
Nas fan, definitely.
Nah, my favorite album, I'll probably say that like had the it's weird because Reasonable Doubt was crazy to me.
Yeah, of course.
And Ski, Camp Lo's from my hood, so I used to see Ski and Dame Dash come and link up with them and get beats and record songs with them, and then they were with Original Flavor. Original Flavor was a group Jay-Z was down with from 183rd in the Bronx. So I seen them coming up. And then
I didn't know that.
yeah, Reasonable Doubt.
Because it was a big deal that Dame Dash was from Harlem and Jay-Z was because
Right.
you know like bro
but like
don't really
songs
fuck
like
with each
Feeling
other.
It and Can I Live and all those like Camp Lo put those records out.
I always
A
say
lot
that
of
to
people-
myself. Can I live?
There's a
in my
reference
mind?
record, like there's a reference record that used to be online. So like I remember hearing that growing up and
Yeah.
see them come up. So like Reasonable Doubt is a classic to me.
Of course.
It's a classic.
That's so 90s too.
90s. That summer of '96 was just so dope for music. Tupac was making music, Biggie, Jay,
Yeah.
everybody, Raekwon was killing
Aren't
shit.
you like super duper thankful that you grew up in that?
Absolutely.
Because of that, like everything, even fashion, sneakers, music,
Hell
sports,
yeah.
it was so ill. New York was the shit.
Definitely.
Like to say that you were from New York, like that's a big deal to me.
Right.
Like not that you could, like you're native New York, like you grew up with like
It made
the
us
quarter.
New York
And it
Yeah, the
grew up
quarter
at the
waters of
time when it
Bodega.
was- when New York became what it is.
Hell yeah. True.
My other joint, I think Biggie Unbelievable is my favorite B-side. That was one of my favorite records. And the Juice soundtrack. The Juice soundtrack was the first piece of vinyl I ever purchased.
Yeah.
I know I went off topic with the
Nah,
word.
No, it's
But, like,
perfect.
MC Light, Poor Georgie,
Yeah.
that beat and
Oh,
song.
hell yeah, that's
that
old
video.
school,
Nah,
yeah.
that's the video that like, yo, I want to get into hip hop.
Yo, I just remembered watching. I remember seeing that on Ralph McDaniel's Video City Music Box. Remember that? I don't know if you got that in the Bronx, but in
Of course
Queens,
we
that
did.
show was heavy.
Nah, Ralph McDaniel.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you got home from school, we
Hell
we
yeah,
had to
yeah.
watch
I
that.
used to watch Degrassi afterwards.
I didn't see the grass.
I had to. I had older cousins. I had to.
Video music.
Now this is not your era.
Video music box was crazy.
But I remember
believe
watching
now
that video on that show.
They should like a network should pick that up. And
Yeah.
Just have that played.
Remember they were just put like at the end they'll put parties. He was just at a party, like he was just from a party.
People.
Yup.
And it wasn't a club. It was like, you know, like
Them sex boogie parties they used to
Hell
promote at the
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Sex boogie.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm a big Hov fan. If you guys can name Hov's next album, would you rather see Blueprint 4 or In My Lifetime Volume 4? What do you think you'll get better music?
I think In My Lifetime Volume 4.
Yep.
It just sounds right if that was the title, because he can really speak like as if this was the last chapter or something. Not like his exit album or anything, but
Yeah.
he could reflect on all that
A lot, yeah.
and use some of the nuances from the first project.
I think one of my favorite Hov albums was definitely the Black Album. Like you could see the maturity in there, and he was really leaving.
Yo, if he really would have retired right there,
That would have been perfect
it would
closing.
have been like Jordan's
Yeah.
last shot.
He's never gonna retire.
But if you think about it, Jordan came back, so did he.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's funny, like he says it on the album too. He was like, "When I come back, like Jordan wearing the 4-5."
Yeah.
It's crazy, and he did come back in a big way. Music's crazy. Like if you look at the whole Lil Wayne and Baby situation, how do you guys? Can you see yourselves in a situation like that with a label? Because I know you guys are signed, right?
we would never be in that situation.
Because that's it. I don't know, like to be so close like that, the way they are, and to be beefing over dollars.
Yeah.
That's just people not being on top of their business and lack of communication.
And greed.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
but that's any relationship. That could happen in any relationship. Most relationships break up. Romantic relationships, I'm saying,
yeah,
because of money
yeah.
and lack of communication.
But
I didn't know
see,
you felt that way.
That's
you know?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in the overall spectrum, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Like all the shit they created, I don't care how much money he owes you. that memory, the history and the effect, the legacy and the effect y'all had on people's lives is more than any money.
I mean, they kissed on the mouth, like that was.
I don't know about that. I'm not gonna comment that. I don't know about that. I don't know nothing about that. I'm still selling music. I'm
saying obviously there was like a crazy love there.
I see it. Like,
how does it go? So I don't know. I guess that's reality. It happens.
And we're really.
It's like when your parents break up, bro.
Yeah.
You kind of don't understand it, and sometimes you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
And what really sucks is we're the ones that we feel it because we're missing out on so much dope music right now.
Yeah. And it's not fair because that's a library of classical information and music that will never be heard.
Pretty much, man. Hopefully
that's like, you know what it reminds me of, not to cut you off, like imagine Mace never retired. Him and Puff kept working.
Yeah. I always felt.
Make me mad though.
Why?
I used to be like, yo, hurry up. Like it was too slow. Like I could rap. I remember what was the song?
You would rather hear Cannabis than Mace. That's why.
No, I liked Mace. I was just like, yo, speed it up. Like, come on, let's go. I don't know. It was totally different. It was too slow for me though. It was different. But sorry. That was
I was a Mace fan. I like Mace.
I have a question for you, Buda. An interesting question.
Okay.
What is your beef with people not paying? Because I always notice that you put that like
people not paying.
Yeah, like what is it? Like people really try to like
just
take
you know what it is and it's,
he's nodding his head.
I think it's a New York thing sometimes, but like anywhere outside of New York, clients don't have a problem paying for labor and the work you put in with music. People don't appreciate it. Like my thing is. Y'all artists out there, man, listen to me one time. The city gets paid when you travel, right? The gas man gets paid, the car man gets paid, the bus driver gets paid. However you get to the studio owner gets paid, the engineer gets paid, the artist gets paid, right? The bottle girl gets paid, the bouncer gets paid. Right, the bartender gets paid.
The guy breaking up
the guy breaking up the bud paid the bud man to get that bud on the Dutch. So why, when it comes to a producer who's providing the canvas for your artist to sing, rap, whatever, at the club, like y'all gonna go to the club to listen to the music y'all created and pop mad bottles, right? So why you can't pay the producer if he's the one setting the tone for the music?
Yeah, it's true.
And people don't appreciate that, and they take that for granted. And they just feel like, all right, like, oh, he makes beats, yo, let me get a beat. Like, Con Ed is not asking you for light bill for making that beat in your crib. Like, that shit costs money. Everything costs money.
We put so much time.
We put mad time and effort to perfect our craft.
To buy the gear, like
with the equipment, everything. That's prior to you learning everything.
Yeah.
So it's like the everybody gets their just due, but then when it's time for the producer to set his fee. Not even talking about the time spent to make the record or the time spent to record the artist or just even be there for direction, which is still a fee. Like most producers don't even charge that.
Yeah.
So you get people out here that don't even want to pay you $2,500 for a beat. Nah, man, get out of here.
Yeah.
And our rate is a lot more than that, and we still reason with artists because we believe in. Giving people the opportunity because we had the opportunity. So it's just crazy, man. Like we're never not in arm's reach. Like we're always negotiable, but at the same time respect what we do.
Yeah, don't try to take advantage.
Right, and respect and honor what we've done to add to the culture and to make our city hot again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we put in a lot of work.
I don't know how anybody would do that. That's like snatching an art. Like,
man, how many people come to mad people just because they do music, not even like that they bust their ass and put time into it. Like there's mad people that just picked up a mic yesterday, recorded in their crib, and they expect a radio station to play them.
Oh, who are you talking to?
So it's the same thing. Like, oh, yo, I rap, bro. Like, word? Oh, that's what's up. Yo, let me get a beat. Why? Because you just rap?
Yeah.
Nah, develop a skill first.
That's one of my pet peeves when it comes, because again, like I've been exposed to music since I can remember, since 7, let's say. So to me, I take offense when somebody wakes up and they're like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper, oh, I'm gonna be a producer, oh, I'm gonna be a DJ, like, it don't work that fucking way. And you know what I do? Yeah, do you, because it's gonna show in your art. Because you can't compare to somebody who's been busting their ass. Yeah, put it like hard work, sweat, blood, tears, everything.
This is our life.
Yeah, like, oh, because, technology, or because we got, like, whatever, iTunes, whatever. Yeah, like, it doesn't work that way.
It's crazy because, let's just say, I'm going to say a phone, a pair of sneakers. Gucci could raise their prices up to whatever price they want. And no minority, no person of color is going to question that.
Yeah.
As soon as a person of color puts value on the market for their labor, for their services, we bring each other down by judging them and commenting them and trying to discredit them just because it doesn't fit your mold or your to your liking. And it's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair. So I don't want to sound like I'm some bitter ass producer that be mad. Not at all. We make great money. We're very fortunate. We're very happy.
Thank God.
But at the same time, gracias a Dios, thank God. But at the same time, y'all gotta respect what we doing.
Listen, we all gotta eat.
Everybody gotta eat.
And it's an art. And just like you go to an art gallery and shit is crazy overpriced or whatever, like it has a value to it, you're allowed to put a value to it. And if somebody doesn't want to pay it, then keep moving.
Exactly.
That's not the first and the last. There's a lot of people out there that need it and would want it. Fuck it. And you're negotiable, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny that you guys mentioned rates. So I was gonna ask, maybe not specifically you guys, but what's the going rate for a beat nowadays?
It all depends on the producer.
It all depends on the producer, the market, because you got
like ballpark, like between you can't even, right?
That's like you. I don't know, man. That's like you asking Nike, like, what do you charge for kicks? It means different ranges.
That's true.
Well, cars, you know how much cars vary. It varies. Like a used car for
But if you want to know, contact the B-side. We the B-side. You know, have you contact with us, and we'll give you a quote.
Not bad.
The Geico giving out quotes.
Oh man. Yo, there was a point in hip hop where New York was the mecca of everything. Lately, people have been saying, New York fell off. Or people are always trying to say, I'm trying to bring New York back. Like Fab has been doing that. Somebody like Dave East definitely trying to put it back on the map. What do you think happened? Like, where did it change? What's missing?
I think it started going south when we tried to start sounding like somewhere else. Like, I noticed there was a sound people were going after, and it wasn't really from here.
Southern?
Yeah, you could say that.
I was gonna say the unity aspect. Some of our biggest artists was doing incredible music, but it was so competitive in New York that they wouldn't do songs together.
Yeah.
And at that time, the South, the West, everybody else was showing unity and collaborating, and that's what we lost because the beef was getting marketed more than the actual music. Yeah. And we lost the sound.
That's so true.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I've always thought about...
The beef always overshadow... in hip-hop, media always try to make beef overshadow the actual music. Because, it's a lane for them now.
I feel like a lot of artists need to leave New York to get love, to come back. I
feel like it was like that. Like when French was coming up, French had to do that.
Nicki had to do the same thing.
Yeah, and I feel like they both broke that wall down. And then us with Dave and Young M.A. and Bobby Shmurda and all of them kicked a lot of doors down that was, it was a fence. It was a Trump fence around New York. And they did a lot to chip that down. So shout out to Bobby Shmurda, Young M.A., A Boogie, all of them, even Dave, like, to just even, have that platform available. Yeah. And that comes with the digital era that we
the new wave.
The help.
So to ask the Nicki question.
What's the Nicki question?
Describe hip hop today in one word. It's a tough one, right?
Nah, unorthodox.
Unorthodox? Damn, you were quick to answer that.
Unorthodox.
Why?
No rules right now. You could have Little Yachi, you could have a Davies, you could have a Jewel, you could have a Nas, you can have a Common, all in the same concert.
That's true.
At Made in America or something.
Like a Rock the Bells.
Yo, we went to Made in America. It was Rihanna, Dave, mad people that you would have never thought, and they bringing them together. I never seen a Bad Boy tour or a Bad Boy concert with Bon Jovi and all them niggas on the same bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like to see Fall Out Boys and all these other groups and stuff be in these same festivals, and shout out to Kanye and Kid Cudi and them, because they kind of, I feel like they helped brought back like the whole festival vibe and the live performance and all that. Like for them, I feel like they kind of like help kick that
they embrace
going.
more of the art.
That only helps hip hop expand more, because you're exposing the culture to other people that wouldn't have bought a ticket.
Yeah.
And
What
that's
about-
one thing I appreciate about this.
What about you, Grandz? What word?
One word for hip hop right now. Unpredictable.
Yeah, you guys are good. Cause I still can't. When I saw the question, I still can't answer it. I don't know what word.
Yeah, it's always changing. You just gotta keep up with the time.
A-Rod, he really does this.
Yep.
I know. So like, another question, because you know we're all Latinos. How is it, since it's like it kind of sucks with hip hop from before, because Latinos really didn't get the love that they should, the shine.
Now, though.
Yeah, now. And like the series that I told you about on Netflix, The Get Down.
Watching it.
You're watching it? I don't know if you've seen it yet. You should watch it because you're from the Bronx.
You guys will love it.
Yeah, it shows Latinos in the game
Nah,
in
from
the
the beginning.
in the 70s. No, yeah, but I'm saying that to exactly, but to, you know, it got lost somewhere where it was more black than anything.
The people who handled music, right? Back in the 80s, back when like our families came to New York,
Yeah.
we didn't have those jobs, program director,
Yeah.
all that you know that we have now. Even DJing, like there was some like every neighborhood had 3 Puerto Ricans,
Yeah.
20 black kids, and probably like 1 Dominican kid, and they all worked.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from how can I say this? If you look at it from admin perspective, like even the stations, from the stations to the networks, there wasn't Latin people, period,
Yeah, that's true.
like at all.
In the
Even
English
at label.
market.
Yeah, in the English market. So as we're growing up, certain DJs, because it starts with the DJs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Supreme.
That's who's letting the people know what's going on.
Yeah, the streets.
And the more influential the culture got, the more international the culture got.
Yeah.
So then more Spanish people started doing it, and it wasn't just rapping or it wasn't just breakdancing. Now you got a DJ, now you got a promoter,
Yeah.
you got a club owner. So all that took
In every
time.
lane.
Yeah, and all that took time for it to be. It's a norm now. You know what I'm saying?
So do you just, both of you being Latinos, do you stand out? Like, and what do you bring that's different?
My thing, we never, and I hope I don't offend nobody, but we never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
We just looked at making dope ass music
That we like.
and we just wanted people to hear it. One thing about, and I hope my Latinos don't get mad, we're very prideful, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like sometimes we pull out the pride card a little too early. And we try to rub it in people's faces. And
Yeah.
that's cool. I understand. Like my friend said, hypothetically speaking, one of my boys, my boy Al, he sent me a meme, and it was a guy with his face about to explode, and it said, "This is me stopping myself for 5 minutes on not letting people know that I'm Albanian."
Yeah.
So you get it, like the kid
Yeah.
is trying to tell people, and it's like us not being from here, or like our immigrant background, like we're so prideful where we come from. I don't know if that offends people. I don't know if it rubs people.
No, I don't think it should.
But I feel like there's a time and place for it.
Yeah.
And like you don't hear fucking let's say Jet Li. Jet Li's in the interview. Oh, I'm from my country. Like he don't do all that. Like I think in every profession, there's a limit when you should do it, or a time when you should let people know and do that. Let people fall in love with the art. Let people fall in love with why you got here first, and give them a reason to look into more on where you
Who you are and everything.
But that's just me speaking from my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, I can't speak for somebody that went through hell to get in here, and now they're successful, and they want to show their people from their country that they did it.
Yeah.
All props to y'all. So I'm just speaking from my perspective.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I asked that is because it show like it has since you grew up. You
I
know,
feel like it also starts in school though, because
What?
school is so segregated. Like we're so big. Like even with the election, like with blue versus red. When we go to college spirit,
Yeah.
home versus away.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? When you in school, us versus them.
Competition.
And even with the teachers, it's us versus them, and then it goes in tiers. And I feel like these are certain things that don't get taught or don't get experienced throughout school, and we just fold into those routines or those stereotypes. Like, oh, don't sit over there. That's the corny crowd. They eat lunch.
Yeah, like
Or,
the high
oh,
school,
don't sit
the
over
luncheon
there.
table.
Don't sit over there. They stink. Like that shit starts in school, yo.
Yeah.
Society's, like built for separation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm not like I don't want you to get it twisted. Like my question wasn't so much. I get what you're saying.
I always want my people to know where I'm from,
Yeah.
but there's a time and place for it.
No, of course
You get
you're
what I'm
completely
saying?
right. Yeah.
And I want to gain. I'm sorry, and me and Grandz talk about this a lot. It's like before we start rubbing it in people's faces, I want people to know us to be the best ever.
Of course, yeah.
Before
You don't have to
anything.
bring out no flag and shit. No, the point to the question was because like for example, with me, I could speak on me. Growing up, in a Latino household, you have like the Jose, the Jose Liberales influence, right? And then I bring my hip hop and where I grew up, in the 90s and the 80s. So that's what I was saying, like. The fact that you guys have that background, does it come out in your art form? Do you use it? Can you sample it off of it?
One thing that, and I think that pushed me more into getting into hip hop. I love my people. I love my people of color overall, right?
Yeah, of course.
But like even in school, like I was cool with the Dominicans, and I was cool with the black kids. I was cool with the Asians. I was cool with everybody.
Yeah.
But then sometimes, just from a cultural background and being raised, we're sometimes a little racist or biased.
Of course.
When it comes to morenos and Spanish people and white people. And one thing I used to hate in school, like I love Jordans, I had braids, I like Coogis, Iceberg, all that shit. So when I used to go to school being who I wanted to be, Dominican kids and Spanish, oh, you think you black. Or you think you this.
You dress black.
I'm just want to be myself. In actuality, we're all black. It's either black or white. So yeah, I am black. Okay, if you do your research and understand Taínos and Africans and all that, yeah, we are black. So there's this kind of like arrogance in my people. I can admit that because I lived through it. But there's this arrogance in our people sometimes that's not right. And it starts, like I said, in school. So I remember times I was in school, oh, the tipo cree que eres moreno, or all this. Nah, nigga, I am that. And one, I just love music. I love hip hop. But just because they look a certain way or they talk a certain way doesn't mean I shouldn't hang out with them.
Of course.
And one other thing, my people, I sound like I'm bitching or something, whatever.
Nah, keep going.
He's like, what grinds my gears?
What grinds my gears, right? Loco, este tipo cree que eres moreno, do this and that, fuck this nigga. But then you see the nigga with braids. You see the nigga with his hat to the back.
Yeah.
You see the nigga with hip hop attire, Jordans, all that, but want to be talking down on black people.
Yeah.
Like that shit is corny to me. That shit pisses me off, and is a reflection of the ugliness people have inside of them. And you don't even realize that you're influenced, and you want to be that. But then you quick to judge just because they're different or just because they move a certain way that you're not used to.
Yeah, it's true.
So my thing is, I'm universal everything.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like within the group, that's the biggest prejudice, the biggest racism within your own.
Yeah.
It's so whack. But that's good that you
kids don't like when your daughter. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you.
No,
I'm in the
cool.
zone
I'm
right
doing the
now.
same thing.
I feel the gospel.
Go, you acting like this dude right here. That's what he does.
You see how your kids was in school? Like your kids don't know like that person's Albanian or that person's Asian.
Yeah,
they just love their friends. They love their friends, and society hasn't put their influence.
I know.
Society hasn't put their influence on the innocence of a kid. And I feel like we lose that, and that's one of the things I learned from kids, yo. Kids don't look at colors.
At all.
They look at who treats them good and who treats them bad, who gives them good vibes, who gives them bad vibes. And that's how I've been, and that's how Mama Buddha taught us.
Right.
Because my man Grandz right here, I learned a lot from him as well.
I think, if you ever look at a kid that went to private school versus a kid that went to public school, you can see the big difference. Public school, you get a little bit of everything. You're in a classroom, you can have an Asian kid, you can have a kid from India, I don't know, all these places, Muslims. But how do you think you go about fixing that? What is it that they need to start teaching? Does it start? I think it starts in the home, no?
It starts at home, and
Kids.
not for nothing, man. I taught in the school system. Like, the system is built for that. Divide and conquer. That's what it's built. It's built for that. And it's crazy because a lot of these kids don't get that type of influence until they go to school. Whether if you're from DR, Africa, you born here, all kids is born very similar with love. When they start engaging in school, their brain is still being molded. So the system knows that's the time when they're supposed to attack. And certain things that's implemented in the curriculum leaves those gaps for kids to fall up under the stereotypes. And then you think about that shit, your kid never really fully grows to their potential because of these stereotypes they learn in school and it's social shit. And it alters their way of thinking. It helps
affects
or
everything.
It helps or hinders the way that they get smart.
Yeah, I think with that, it's like if you are a parent, it's your job. You can't just leave it to like the school and society. Like, it's your job to, I don't know, but like just with me, I could speak on me. My family, we're different, all different colors, all different. Like, I don't care about that. Whatever, it's all love. That's it. I really don't care.
We're all aboriginals.
For real. For real. Don't tell Supreme that. Supreme swears he's not black.
Nah, he thinks he's from Spain.
Let's not go there.
He thinks he's from Spain because he got
that old
straight
Dominican
hair.
man.
But he don't know
He don't got straight
that his
hair.
ancestors was getting their ass bust by Africans, and he's the mixture of that. He's the fusion of that. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
Way to throw me under the bus, eh?
That's a whole nother episode right there. Yeah.
All I tell A-Rod is there's a difference between being black, like you grow up African American, literally. Like,
I don't understand that.
How can I explain it? I know what I'm thinking. I just having a hard time with saying it. In my house, we grew up on merengue, bachata, and some salsa. I think in a black home, you grow up on whatever, jazz, all that kind of music.
Oh man, because my crib was the super.
I think it's just a cultural thing. It's not literally the color.
Right. And then also too where you was born, because my mom's played mad Spanish music, but all her friends was black. Yeah. And then I had all types of friends, but I'm black. My friends is black. Everybody around us never looked at it like, I don't know, man. It's weird. I can't call it, because I feel like my mom exposed the fact that even not that she, to me, she was the best parent on earth, but the fact that she let me do a lot of the things on my own, like go out and shit. The fact that I was able to go out a lot exposed me to a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's like you like Grandz. You were talking about it earlier. You traveled. Your mind expanded.
Tell me about it. I think it was really fun.
And that's like what you guys touched on before, where you traveled, your mind expanded. So it makes sense. One question now. Since you guys have been, producing for a minute, you have all of these artists that you've worked with, what would you tell kids, like if you're in a classroom right now, kids that are graduating, leaving high school, going into college, or looking towards their future after high school, and they want to get into the music game, producing as an artist, whatever, like what sound advice would you give them, like steps to do?
Learn the business first. Don't confuse your drive to be rich. Don't confuse that with vanity, because there's a lot of jobs, there's a lot of stuff you can do in the hip hop community that doesn't always necessarily you having to play the front. Yeah. Like, not everybody has to be the artist, not everybody has to be the producer, but if you choose to be, you understand every role that's around not just the artist and producer. Like, understand everything. Like, what's the marketing department, what they do, what promotions do, what radio do, and really understand everything, and then the legal department as well, and publishing, understand all that, and then add that and see if you want to, you know, do those type of things before you do the artist. Because anybody can say they want to be an artist, but the actual work to do behind that is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not just the artist. There's so many people behind the artist, behind closed doors, that work with the artists and the labels, and they make a lot of money, if not just as much.
Yeah, there's a team.
Right, and they don't, you know, a lot of kids don't know that. They just see the artist and producer and not know that, you know, if you ran a label, if you a CEO, if you do marketing, all those other things is dope as well. Especially now with the whole digital renaissance, and you could be on your phone and all types of crazy things. But aside from that, just go with your gut feeling. If you could create an opportunity the right way, then do it.
Nice. What about you, Grandz? Mr. I talk way too much, Grandz.
I would just make sure, you know, you're passionate about it, and just to piggyback off of what he said, just do your research, you know, practice and put the time into it, learn everything you can, and just be real passionate about it, and it'll work out.
Yeah, because you gotta have a drive. You gotta have a drive for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can't just be a want. Right. You gotta be passionate. The music business is no joke.
You gotta put in the work to actually be. You gotta put in the work to actually be dope at what you do. So it's gonna take some time.
Definitely hard work.
10,000 hours.
Yeah, I would say that too. I would say like definitely believe, but definitely be patient. And because it's not overnight.
And if you're that passionate, then nothing that anybody say should scare you or alter you from chasing that goal.
Exactly. I was gonna say having thick skin, man, because how many times have you had something of yours like, yo, this is trash, it's whack, what you doing? Quit. Go get yourself a 9 to 5.
Right.
I think thick skin goes a long way in any profession.
Yeah.
And you can't get offended. Like, you could be competitive, but you can't take shit personal.
Yeah, definitely no feelings. There's no feelings involved. You gotta be ready for the no and the yes. I always tell myself that.
You're able to win because you was able to endure all the no's that you was hit with. Every time somebody told you no, that never stopped you. So the reason why you're winning now is because you kept going.
Yo, you guys, like, just to, like, not because we're friends, but like just to commend the both of y'all, not just, you know, the work that you've done, but like you guys should really like hug each other and love each other, because
every day I tell them I love
because this is great. Like you should really go out there and mentor and talk to a lot of these kids, like feed these minds. Like I could just speak. Grandz, you could probably relate.
This is why we got to do a weekend seminar.
Yeah.
With the B-side, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
and it's dope that, you know, that you see that, and it should always be a space to educate people.
Yeah, I'm big on that. One thing I've always said, working in the radio station where I work, like I've come up the ranks. Like I interned, I was an assistant, and now I'm a director. So like I know what it is to like, and that's the only way I respect. I don't respect nepotism. I don't respect none of that. I don't respect you sleeping with somebody. I respect hard fucking work, because that's all I know. That's what I come from. So one thing I always said to myself is nobody opened that door for me. I fucking kicked that door down because I'm a female, and it's a male world, especially the radio world, the Latin radio world.
And so many times you was told no, or they didn't believe.
So many times
I drove you to where you at now.
I wasn't even taken serious. Till this day, I get questioned. You know, and I know my shit, and it sucks. Every single day you gotta prove yourself. It's fine. I know what it is. I know what cap to wear, but
nobody understands how hard you got to get there. So people are always gonna try to gun for your spot.
Yes, and this is why I have no problem speaking and mentoring, or not even mentoring, just speaking on it, because I feel like it's my duty to do it, in the sense where nobody put me on, so I feel like I need to pay it forward in that way and teach somebody, whether it's a girl, boy, whatever, black, white, but like, because I want to, why not make it easier for somebody else, or at least give them a little bit of like, it's kind of like when you're teaching kids to swim. Like, I'm not gonna have you just like, I'm gonna I'm gonna give you the proper tools, and then you figure out, you pick your own lane. You know what I'm saying?
One idea, one of my big homies, Amber Ravenel, she used to do this thing called Sunday School.
Yeah.
And it was one Sunday every month. She'll have all the bloggers, all the artists, all the producers that aren't known, and it'll be a class from like 9 to 12, and every half an hour is a different panel, whether if it's a professional producer talking,
Nice.
somebody from radio, A&R, and for somebody that don't have no clue on how to enter the industry, it gave us a somewhat of a tracing book or something.
Yeah. That's awesome
That would
because
be
you don't
dope.
really get that. You don't get that. It's kind of like School of Hard Knocks. Like,
Yep.
So we should
how awesome would it be to, But no, again, I want to commend you guys for that because
Thank you.
the way, like, I've seen you both come up together and stick together and do it. And even listening to the music that you started out from, like, Paper Chasers up to now, like, even I love the song with Mi Trono with Chaka. Like, I love that song. I love how he's spitting on it, and I love the impact. The beat is crazy, which Supreme, you should play it.
CH to the CKN.
Bizcocho,
El comentario.
tú vas a salir en el video con ese fake.
Buda Grandz.
Kid and play.
Let's get it. Ahora me dicen el narcosicario del abecedario. Enero 6.
Mi trono, salí lo encontré con tela de araña. Porque no parecía el palomo que lo ocupara. Está heavy, yo lo limpio un pañito con mi tolín. Y me siento con un swag, el carro raro, fresh clean. Alguien tráigame un trago que Chaga tiene 12. Cero agua, quiero una botella entera de Moe. Yo no vi la competencia, no pregunte que no sé. Con viniculares, mira trapa, a ver si tú lo ves. Nunca caigo, Julia me parió, yo nunca he sido un víver. En el calendario chino nací en el año del tigre. Lo tuyo pertenece nadando en el agua el toire. Lo mío está en esteroide desde el espermatozoide. Y no te miento, no tengo sentimiento. Un corazón pisado, pronosticaron negativo 200. Hace viso, se le monta, enemigo de su pita con Obama, pero en el instrumental soy comunista. Mi sonido forra la comunidad como una nube. Si la bulla le molesta, busca un tropa que se mude. Una mancha que no se quita ni con crema de cocoa. Si lo para en su vivienda, el vecino lo tiene a todo.
The way the beat develops is crazy. I love it. Like, it makes you feel like, yeah, he's talking about that's my throne. So, like, just watching the evolution of it is amazing. And the fact that you guys are together still and work hard together and believe in the way you speak about it is amazing. So, like, more power to you, more power to that, and God bless it. And I mean that with everything. I'm not...
Yeah, but in the same breath as well, seeing you come up and do all the things as a female and really grabbing your dreams by the balls and slamming them shits on the table.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not done, though.
Of course not.
There's more.
But to actually see that is like, how can we stop?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You surrounded by legendary peers.
Yeah. No, yeah, for real. And
that was awesome, man. Clap it up, man. Clap it up. That was dope.
Supreme, you're part of it too, Supreme.
Supreme unit.
Nah, Supreme actually wants to get into producing, so
yeah, but
I told him to hang out with you guys.
This is the thing with that, right? Because I get the process, I get what it is. It's like when I started DJing, man. Like, I was DJing in my bedroom like for 3 years before anybody even saw what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's a process. So that's why I would love to learn.
What you should.
You know, little by little, you know, you learn what it is.
Yeah.
Get taught by right people, and then hopefully it could be something.
Yeah.
But one day, man, you know, connecting with the right people.
You gotta set that up,
bro.
Yes, sir, man. So, guys, where can anybody find you guys on the gram? Any social media, guys, you want to plug?
Everything Buda the Future, Grandz Music, BUDADAFUTURENYC @gmail, or you could contact our management, Wayno, WAYNO119 @gmail, or hit up BudaandGrandz.com, and all social media, Buda the Future.
Buda and Grandz, we have a joint account, BUDA_and_Grandz. And my personal is GRANDZMUZIK, and that's pretty much it.
Or you just holler at we the B-side, and they'll get you in contact with us. Hit us up on social media, or website, or just email us. But thank you.
Yes, sir, man. And thank you for coming through. It was a pleasure having you guys. A lot of knowledge.
Whoa. First and foremost, I wasn't even saying that, but before I get sniped walking out this building, shout out to the big homie, the super big homie, producer Nikki from New Jersey. I love you, babe. I'm working real hard. We're going to have a crib next year, car service, everything. And my eyes is closed while I'm saying this, so God knows I'm praying. But Nikki, you're doing a great job. The show is amazing. I can't wait to you hire me for me to work for you, because you're gonna be like super rich and popping. So shout out to the super duper producer, big homie in the media world, Big Nicky from New Jersey. Yeah, man, I was passionate about this one.
Well, it was a pleasure. You guys, you can check us out as always at We Are The B-Side on Instagram, Twitter, iTunes, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. We Are The B-Side at Gmail. Any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want some beats, we put you in contact with Buda and Grandz. Thanks for listening, and
show love. It's free.
There you go. That's it. Repost.